what's come to mind throughout the last few minutes, is the Great Commission, Matthew 28:19 and 20, and then Acts 1:8, because it I think depicts that natural progression of what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go and tell and make disciples. But then it shows the progression through the cultural aspects in Acts 1 and 8, because it wasn't just in Jerusalem, but it was Jerusalem, Judea, and all of Samaria, which were completely opposite culturally at that point. So it's giving a picture for us that we aren't just to stay with our people, but we are to go out and to engage with those that that obviously believe differently than we do.
Yeah, and why don't we? Because we typically... we don't want the awkward situation of not knowing what to say.
Yes. Yeah, you mentioned earlier fear as a reason that a lot of people back off. And I get that. I mean, I do get that, because it can be awkward and it can be uncomfortable, especially if you feel like you don't have all the answers. But I think that's where we have to educate ourselves, where we have to be intentional about being in the Word and understanding what's going on in the culture, so we can speak to things and we can do it in love.
Not having answers is actually a good thing.
Right, exactly. And that's okay. I think to, say, well, I don't have 100% of the answers, but I want to have this conversation. I want to open this conversation with you, and I'd like to talk about it more, and I will come back with answers,
I could be accused of being the guy that busts my head up against the wall until it finally breaks down, but I like not having the answers, because you know what? It shows me that I didn't have the answers. I was ignorant of something, and then it exposes that ignorance, and then I can do something about it. But if we hide that fact, which is well known to our spouses, if we hide that fact, then we can't do anything about it.
Some of the topics, just in looking back at your podcast, you've covered things like critical race theory, which is a hot button topic right now. Let's see, you recently spoke to a rapper, is that right?
Yeah.
A Christian rapper?
Yeah, yes. A guy named Zero Doubt. Awesome.
Yes. You've spoken with Daryl Strawberry, with Christopher Yuan, who was a homosexual who came to the Lord and speaks about holy sexuality. And so you have a wide range of people and topics that you cover. And
this is going to freak your audience out probably too, but I just had a trans man on as well who was speaking against the gender transitioning of children, because his surgery was really, really awful for him, ruined his life, and left him with lifelong pain, and most likely will end his life prematurely, just because what this dirty little secret of big pharma and what they're doing with gender transition surgeries is that they are all experimental, and it's essentially whole body plastic surgery. So it's not that this happens to everybody, but it really injured this guy. So he's very vocal about making sure that this does not happen to children. So I had him on too. Yeah.
How interesting.
So we have a wide gamut of people.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you are not afraid to have the conversation and to approach different topics, and sometimes it may not 100%. They may not 100% hold your view, and that's okay, because y'all can talk about it. So anyway, it's just, I've enjoyed that about your podcast.
Thank you.
We have a tendency in the church to gather with and not
Echo
engage.
chambers.
Yes, and we don't engage outside of those that look like us or believe like us or walk like us.
Right.
So it's just refreshing to know that it's an encouragement to go out there and talk to people that are different from us.
Yeah, I think that's probably the original seed kernel idea of Indie Thinker, is that if we only surround ourselves with people that agree with us, then we do create an echo chamber. And what echo chambers do is they lessen the likelihood of true independent thought. And then you cannot claim your faith as your own if you're not thinking for yourself. If you've just been told what to believe, and we see this a lot in the South, right, with this kind of adopted cultural Christianity where I can cheat on my wife, but I love the Lord and all that kind of stuff. And I understand, there's a lot of room at the cross, but all I'm saying is that
we justify a lot.
Yeah. Well, we don't see our own blindness if we don't become independent thinkers. Now, far be it from me to suggest that that's what I've achieved, but that's what I'm after, because the more I do that, the more I fall in love with Jesus, the more I appreciate my faith, and the more it helps me on a personal level pursue Christ and helps me love other people.
You can catch brand new episodes of Indie Thinker with Reed Huberman every Monday, and weekly bonus episodes to keep you thinking throughout the week. But you have to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new episodes drop. If you enjoy this content, make sure to like this video and share it with friends.